Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of our online mixing and mastering course. For this episode, we are going to be discussing stereo field and panning, how to create width and depth in our mixes. We are almost at the end of the course, and I hope you've been having fun as well as you're learning. So, what is stereo field? Stereo field basically refers to the left and the right side of a mix. Think of half of a circle, 180-degree. You have the center, you have the right, and then you have the left. And then you have the hard right. Like if this was like the middle, all this way is the right, and all of this way is the left. So on that right, you can still draw different smaller angles within that 0 to 90. Yeah, you can have 45, you can have 30 on your right, you can also have 45, you can have 30, you can have 25 degrees on the left. So basically, panning is the process of placing your sound anywhere along that 180, right? From 0 this side to 180. Basically, that's what panning is in like layman language. Yeah. So certain elements in your mixes, let's say you have a 50 track mix you're about to work on. That means you have the hi-hats, the bass, kicks, guitars, multiple keyboards, cymbals, all sorts of drums. You could different kind of drums on that track, and then you have the vocals, you have the lead vocals, you have the background vocals. If you were to spread all of this across the stereo field, you would not want to put everything in the center, because now everything is going to be clustered, and not arranging things properly on the stereo field can make all the other things that we've been doing in the mix users, like you've done the EQ right, you've made space and all of that, but because everything still is sitting at a particular point, you might not hear every element of the mix properly. Some things might just feel so clustered, and it might feel so focused, too focused, that it doesn't feel like the music doesn't take you to like a space. So certain elements in the mixes like bass, kick, lead vocals, some really low, some instruments that are in the low end should be at the center of the mix, because things like kick, let's kick for an example, is like the beat of a song, right? It needs to be there and consistent. So that is why those things need to be in the middle. And things like your, let's say, hi-hats, you can then, or your guitars, let's say guitars, piano, you can pan them somewhere softly towards the right or softly towards the left. Maybe you can do them at like a 45-degree, right? And then just arrange your mix, your background vocals. You can pan some of them to the, you can pan like alto to the left, pan your tenor to the right, let soprano be in the middle with the lead vocals, things like that, to create a sense of balance and space in the mix. And we'll be saying stereo, stereo, stereo. Then what is the difference between stereo and mono? Basically, mono plays the same sound, like it's a singular channel, right? It plays the same exact sound. It's straight up, it's one. And stereo has the left and the right, and then you have the opportunity to tweak certain things on the right and the left on the stereo field. And also certain outputs, right, are just one. You can, unlike studio monitors that usually they are two, you can have your own speakers in your room. It's just one sound is playing. They might not really, it might not be stereo, right? If you pan things that are supposed to be panned in the middle, like right or left, it's possible that you lose certain elements in the mix when it is playing in mono mode. So it's important that the mix is set right and balanced. So let's get into it and just check out certain things. Before we get into this, we've been kind of ignoring the background vocals for this mix. So right now I'm going to turn it on, and we are going to just edit some things here to, because I've basically not touched this at all. I already know this backup 2 is basically the same thing that is in backup 1. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete that, guys. And I know this is the same thing as this. I know because I know these terms already. This song that we're using, I've already mixed it and it's out. Like, I already dropped this song. So I know what the hell is going on already. And I'm trying to make sure that the stems I give you guys is a little bit more organized than this, because It was after I imported it into this session I realized it wasn't as organized as I would like it to be. So uh this song doesn't really have much backups here, but I did some things that we are going to do right now the way I did them on the mix that I put out. So this is a backup actually, this one that is here. So we are going to move it down. I hope you still remember your controls and how to move things. Amen. Anyways, just manage whatever backup we're using to practice right now. When you download your own files, the backups will be properly arranged. Let's see. Let's play this and see how the backup sounds like.
To be sober, it's over. It's not your style to look over your shoulders. It's not your vibe to be sober, it's over. It's not your style to look over your shoulders, baby, baby. I'm sorry that you lost your way. How you used to the times no waiting for.
Also, one thing we've not even done in this mix is pitch correction. We have not pitch corrected at all. We've not done auto tuning, and that's going to be our next class. Our next episode is going to be about tuning and finalizing the mix. So let's just get this panning and stuff done right. So right now, because we are not mixing the beat is already mixed. And like I said, the lead vocals should always be at the center, except you're trying to do something fun. And what's where we can get to use our creativity in with panning and stereo feed will be on the backup. Yeah. So what we are going to do is I'm going to put what we call an auto pan on this one. Oh, this is utility. I'm going to explain utility and how you can use it too. But let me turn that off for a while because I don't even know why I added it there right now. So let's do this. Let's put an autopan first. Let's learn what an autopan is. An autopan would help you to pan things left, right, and as the song continues to play, it goes left, right, left, right. I'm sure you've heard those kind of effects in mixes. So instead of panning hard right or hard left, which we are going to also look at. Oh god. Okay, yeah. So this is an autopan, yeah. An autopan, there's all of these knobs that you use. You come here, if you click amount, this is how much of the panning you want. And then you can click rate, how fast you want it to go, left, right, left, right. So just think of the blue line, this blue line, left, this yellow one, right. So how you see it can be this fast, keeps going right, left, but this can get almost confusing if the rate is this high. So let's just reduce it a little bit to around here, right. So let's increase the amount a little. So this is how hard the pan is here. How high is it going? How low is it coming? So that we can adjust the phase to see. You see, like how would I explain this phase in layman terms? We don't need to explain it as a layman though. You can just see that right now that is at 360. The left and the right are kind of overlapping. So if you don't want it to, the phase is basically how much you want them to overlap, right? I think I will just do the 180. I like how they just escape each other kind of. So that's I like the way it looks now, but I want us to listen to how it sounds like. So I'm going to solo this so that we can hear it properly.
And suffer.
That went to is it left?
Your shoulders.
But I want you to use your headphones.
And suffer.
It goes right, left, right, left.
Your shoulders, baby, baby. I'm sorry that you lost your way.
This is just something that is really fun. You can do a lot of fun things with the Autopan. And it's an Ableton stock plugin, so it's not something you have to download or anything. Just put it on your backups and let it do whatever you need it to do. And let's look at the pan button here itself. On most DAWs, you usually see, and you can find it on the mixer right here. So right now, let's say I'm turning this auto pan off. Let's say I want to pan everything that is playing here to the right. This is what I would do. Right now it's 100. I mean, would I say 100%? It's 100% right. Everything is playing on the right. But if I bring it to this side, everything is playing on the left. Let's even see that so that we, let's see.
Baby, I'm sorry that you lost your way.
Everything is playing on the left.
Baby,
and now if we do this,
baby,
everything is on the right.
Remember how.
So in your mixes, if you have a large number of tracks, it's best to, you can pan some hard right, some you can just make it like 30 right, like 60% right, or just 29. You can spread it however you want. 38, all of the numbers from 50 to like back to 0, you can put it on different numbers. Your guitars can be on this and this. If you have you can put your tenor 15 left, right, let's say 15, and if you have two tenors, the other person can be 15 right. So like that, panning helps you to just put things in different spaces, and autopan helps you to move right left automatically. But if you want to do the manual thing, you have certain things you want to pan left, you put them on a track and pan them left. If you want to do them right, you put them on a track and pan it right. So basically this is what panning and autopan is on Ableton Live. So for this one, I'm back to C, put it back in the center, and then I activated the autopan back because I wanted to move, left, right, left, right. It's not a lot of backups, so it's not a lot. For this outro, there's a special effect I'm going to put on it later when we finalizing the mix, so let's just ignore that. Right, and that's it on panning and autopan. Another tool that we can use for stereo widening or manipulating our stereo field is utility, and that is this one right here. So basically you have a few knobs: gain, balance, mono, width. One thing I use utility for personally is to check, after you've done a lot of things, right, to check if things will still sound good if it's in mono mode. So let's say I click on this mono. Even though I have an autopan here, this is how my song would sound in mono. I want you to listen for how focused it is compared to when it's not, right? Let me also solo this background vocals to make it easier for us to figure out. All right.
Your shoulders, baby, baby, I'm sorry that you lost your way.
So it still sounds okay. Nothing is missing, right, from our background vocals, because even though we added an autopan, things still sound pretty good. So which is a good thing. If you're not losing any element of the mix when you're in mono mode, then I think you're on the right spot. So, and then let's compare that to this particular width here and see how the BG vocals sounds on this setting and how they sound on mono. Let's just compare.
Your shoulders, baby, baby, I'm sorry.
You can hear the movements from our autopan, so I'm going to turn it off so we can,
Your shoulders, baby, baby, I'm sorry that you lost your way.
It just puts things, what mono does is just make things focused, and the width spreads it out a little bit more than there's a difference anyways. There's a difference in the sense of space that you get when it's you tweak this particular width and you increase it a little bit. So that is what you can use utility for. Other elements that you can use to expand to create a sense of space is the chorus, right? Everything has this chorus thing. You don't always have to use it on everything, but let's just try and see what it does for us. Let's see.
Your shoulders, baby, baby.
It gives us this thing with like phasing, like multiple sounds coming in and just kind of clashing. That's what chorus gives us. I use it in particular for, let's say I'm trying to get some special kind of effect. That's basically what you use this chorus for. And then we are not going to be using it in this case anyways. So I'm going to take that out, but you can experiment with it when you're mixing the song. I mean, the stems are here, so you can do whatever you want to do with it. But I'm going to be taking it out because I don't think it's necessary in this case. And there are certain plugins outside of the Ableton ones that can give you chorus effect, a sense of width. One of them is S1, Waves S1. It's a staple in my mixes. I always use that. Check that out. It gives you a sense of space. Isotope Ozone Major is another. I think I might have that, and it's supposed to be for free. So, that's crazy. Iso. Okay. So just check out I's free plugin imager. It's a free plugin that is really good. It's a stereo imager. Right now, for the purpose of this class, I'm going to bring up S how it looks to just see how it looks like. We are not going to be using it because I promise no paid plugins for the class. So, but this is how S1 looks like, and you see it gives a proper explanation of the circle thing that we're talking about, like the 180 degrees, center, right, and then left, and then you can pan things different ways. Anytime you use this S1 and just increase the width, it makes your song feel wider. It takes more space. We're not going to be making use of it though, so we are going to be deleting that, but it's a plugin I would want you to check out for how it sounds. Actually, let me just now play how it sounds right now, with and without. So we're not
Your
stop.
shoulders, baby.
Just listen as I take it up, sound as I take it up, as I increase the width and then reduce the width, right? So let's go.
Your shoulders, baby, baby. I'm sorry that you lost your way. Your shoulders, baby, baby. I'm sorry that you lost your way. Your shoulders.
So I really like this plugin. It's really great and you should check it out. But we're not going to be making use of that. Sorry. And that's it on panning and utility for Ableton. Another thing I will want to explain to us is what we call mid-side processing. Mid-side processing is a technique that allows you to manipulate the center or the mid in that case and sides of a stereo signal separately, right? Is usually very useful for stereo widening, balancing elements, and enhance your mix in your mix. So the mid is like the mono, the center information, and then the side is stereo, all those panned elements. So on EQ8 has an option for you to pick mid side, and certain compressors to have the mid side option. Like that ozone the ozone imager processing that splits the component mid and side. So the mid will contain elements that are identical in both the left and the right, things like the bass, kick, and other mono. The side would contain elements that are different. There are difference between the left and the right speakers. Those would include things that is reverb, some synth pads, backing vocals, other effects, right? And then for the mid, keeping the mid clear just ensures that you have a solid focused mix. Adjusting the side signal would enhance the width and spatial depth. So let us check out EQ8 and look at the mid side processing. Okay, EQ8, EQ8, Q8, 8, Q8. Uh, 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 so you see, we have the stereo mode, which is where we just adjust everything and it affects both the left and the right. No, so now let's try mid side. Right now, you see this edit mid. If you click on it, side, mid, side, mid, side. So, like I said, it allows you to edit the things that are on the center, the mono, separately, and then the things that are on the side separately. So depending on the mode that you pick, you can then adjust. And doing this really helps you to have a more balanced. It might feel a little bit complicated right now as a beginner to like be doing mid-side processing, but we'll just keep it in mind as you practice more and you get better. It's a technique that you can try to gain a more balanced mix. So that's it on mid-side processing and how you can edit elements in your mix that is on the mid and then edit elements in your mix that is on the side. Easy peasy. So that's it for this episode, and the common mistakes we should avoid should be panning or over panning critical elements in the mix like the kicks and the bass. We shouldn't pan those, and then killing the width in the mix by everything being at a point at this mix, not spreading our mix, and then ignoring mono compatibility. Use utility to check if your song or if your sound still sounds good on mono even after you've done a lot of stereo manipulation. Your song should still sound good on mono. Some speakers only have mono playouts. That's it, guys. See you on the next episode where we are going to discuss pitch correction and finalizing the mix. We are at the end of the road, guys. See ya.